Hello, my name is Greg Luttrell. I am a CRM consultant with IBISing, and today we're going to take a look at Customer Service Module within CRM. There are many benefits to leveraging this model, which we will talk about throughout the length of today's presentation. Thank you for joining me today. Let's go ahead and get started. During today's presentation, I would like to show you a few key areas. This includes cases, activities and knowledge base articles, or KBAs, queue management and contracts, analysis reports and goals, and then lastly, service scheduling. I'll also be showing you a couple of demos today regarding cases and KB articles. Here's an example of what you'll be seeing when you click on the service module within CRM. You'll notice that this is a customized dashboard of charts and graphs that I wanted to keep track of. CRM users of all skill levels can use CRM with ease and customize the information that they want to see. Once you open the service module, you'll be able to use the basic navigation that is identical to other modules within CRM. Although there are many different pieces that make up the module, we will focus mainly on the following: cases, activities, KBAs, contracts, queues, goals, and the scheduling module. Our CRM has other customizations in place, so you may see things that are not available in your own system. So the first thing we're going to take a look at is cases. Cases are otherwise known as a ticket or service request, and they are considered the basic record type in service management. There are a few different ways that you can create a new case, and that can be done manually, automatically through a workflow, or by converting an activity. Say if a customer calls in with a phone or email issue. One important thing to note is that when a user enters a customer value on the case, the user can select either an account or contact. You can also add them in directly at the time of creating the case. These cases represent a single instance of service, and they operate on a one-to-many relationship with customers, meaning that one customer can have as many cases out there as they need. You can also attach KB articles, subjects, products, contracts, and other activities to each individual case to have the most information possible. Here are some case actions. The main case actions we have: you can create a new case, you can delete it, resolve it, cancel it, even add it to a queue for organizational means. You can assign the case to a user within CRM, and you can also email that case with a link to any other user within CRM. Other actions that you can do with the case is you can follow or unfollow a case. You may not be necessarily assigned to it, but you are curious as to how it ends up. You can copy a link. You can bulk delete a bunch of cases. You can run reports off of them. You can export all this data to Excel. You can import a whole bunch of cases from Excel, and then you can also chart it. Cases are the basis of service management. The information collected here can provide invaluable feedback for a company. You can keep track of activities, as cases will not close until all activities are closed. And you can always reactivate a case. What I would like to do now is show you a quick demo and let you see how easy it is to create your own case. What you're seeing now is my own personal dashboard. These are the items that I felt I wanted to see every time I logged into CRM into the service module. What we're going to do now is navigate to cases. So by selecting this drop-down under service, we're going to go to cases. So let's give an example. So let's say a bicycle is transported from our warehouse to a customer. However, the bicycle, while being transported, is scratched or damaged, and now the customer wants a replacement. The customer has contacted our customer service team to request a new bicycle. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to come over here and select New Case. We are going to enter in a case title. So we are going to give the bicycle, so bicycle was scratched during delivery. We're going to add a customer by using the lookup function and selecting AdventureWorks as sample data. We are going to give it an origin of a phone call because the customer called us in. We're going to give it a subject of service, and then we're going to come down to additional details, expand that selection, and give the type a problem. This is the basic information that you can enter on a case. As you can see, there are many other things you can do while on this case. You can add a phone call, or add a task, or enter any other contact or product information that you have available. Once you've entered in as much of the information as you would like, go ahead and save and close. What CRM will do is now assign it its own case number, CAS for case, the number associated with it, and then a random string of letters and numbers to differentiate it from other cases. You can see that it has a normal priority, it came from the phone, and the date and time that it was created. Now you've seen how to create a case within CRM. Wasn't that easy? The next thing that we're going to talk about today is activities. There are a few default types. These include tasks, email messages, appointments, phone calls, letters, faxes, campaign responses, and other service activities. If you remember, we can attach any of these activities to an existing or new case just to keep better track of what's going on. Activities can be open or closed, and once they're closed, they can also be reopened. Once all activities have been completed, you'll see what's known as a resolution activity. And these are created after all related activities to a case are resolved, so the case can be resolved. A resolution activity is created and associated with a case, and this will display the case's resolution and how much time is spent under billable time. It's important to note that this is a great way to track how much time is spent on a case. We're going to move on to knowledge base articles, or KBAs, or otherwise known as KBs, you've probably seen. Knowledge base articles are a repository of informational articles that are used to help customer service reps resolve cases. This can be anything in regards to information about the company, products, questions and answers, or any other kind of information that can be used to better handle cases. The benefits of KBAs include they're all stored in a central location, they're visible to all users within CRM, they're searchable by keywords, and they're all formatted the same. KB articles provide us with information or answers questions about a product or service. All users can search through KBAs, however, only admins can publish them. We'll get to that in a little bit. There are 4 standard article templates when creating KB articles: procedure, question and answer, solution to a problem, and standard knowledge-based article. These 4 templates are used generally by most CRM users as a way to create a KB article. However, you can create your own template. These are just the standard ones within CRM. We're going to talk about the publishing process for these KB articles now. So when you first create a KB article, it starts in a draft status. Once submitted for publishing, the status will change to unapproved. That's when the admin will come in and decide whether or not it is good enough to be published or if it needs further revisions. So if the admin approves the article, it will change to a state of published. Otherwise, it will return to a draft stage for revisions. But note, all revisions to published materials must be approved by the admin. It's important that KB articles are constantly updated when new information comes out and is provided through Microsoft or other means. Once these revisions come out, you'll want to make these changes to your KB article, and it will then go through the routing process once again. But if it was approved the first time, it'll likely get approved the second time. It just depends on your admin. So what I'd like to do now is show you a quick demo on how easy it is to set up your own KB article. So I'm going to return to the navigation under Service, and you'll see my dashboards, contacts, cases. We're going to keep scrolling to the right because we're looking for articles. Go ahead and click on that. You'll see I already have one published article in here, and I can change this view to see all the draft articles. What you'll notice is we can change this system view to show all articles, published, or unapproved. You can also see unpublished articles. So right now, we are going to just stay in draft, and we're going to click on the new button in the top left to create a new article record. What will happen next is you'll see this article template box. I described this earlier when I mentioned the 4 different templates associated with KB articles. We are going to choose standard KB article. This will bring up the actual article box. So here we'll want to type a title. So keeping with the case that we created earlier, we are going to say proper delivery procedures. Maybe we've had quite a few customers say that their bikes have been damaged while delivery, so we're going to come out with a knowledge-based article on the proper ways to deliver these bicycles so we can cut down on the replacement costs. We're going to give a subject. We'll use the drop down on service. We'll select delivery. And in keywords, we're going to use the word delivery. Now, if you remember from earlier, keywords are all searchable. If you mention to another user that there is a KB article that has been published about the proper delivery procedures for these bicycles, he can go in and search the word delivery and it will find this article. Just another benefit of these KB articles. So in the summary, we'll type in something short. We'll give them a 3-step procedure. So the first one would be lock the wheels with a zip tie. The second procedure is going to be use bubble wrap to protect the bike and pedals. And lastly, the third one is do not stack bicycles. So those are our 3 steps for proper delivery procedures in this KB article. What we're going to go ahead and do now is save and close. So we're feeling pretty good about this KB article now. It's out there, ready to be published. So what we want to do is select it, and we want to submit it. So they'll show you article submittal confirmation. You have selected one article for submittal. This action will attempt to submit the articles you've selected. Go ahead and say OK, and now it's no longer in our draft. Well, earlier I mentioned that we can change our views, and if we change our draft article views to unapproved articles, you'll see that our proper delivery procedures is now in the unapproved state. Since I'm also an admin within our CRM and I made the article, I'm thinking this is a pretty good article. Let's go ahead and approve it, which will now publish it. Once again, we'll change our view to published. So we'll change our view to publish articles, and you'll see that we now have our published article with its original KBA number and our proper delivery procedures. If we go back to all articles, this will show you every article that we have in the system. And let's just test this out. So if I type the word delivery, it'll pull up our KB article. Because if you remember, when we created this, we set delivery as a keyword for search. The next item we're going to talk about is queue management. Queues are a way to get organized so that we know what is waiting to be answered. Through queue management, we're able to manage cases, activities, and other records. We can help customer service groups organize, manage, and monitor work items that are important to their customer relationships. And we can also make sure that work items are managed in a timely manner or routed to the correct resource. These queues can also be personal, or we can share them with others. And that's a pretty common goal within CRM, is that you have the ability to customize a system to your needs. You're able, just in queue management, just like other facets of the system, you're able to make everything private or share it with other team members or the entire company. We're going to move on to contracts now. So contracts are used to specify how much support services a customer has. For example, if they sign a contract for 5 support cases in a given year for X amount of money. Contracts are agreements that can be used to specify the level of support for customers. Contracts can also be based on the number of cases, day ranges, or time. And companies that use contracts can automatically or manually track case time. So let's take a look at the contract lifecycle. First, the contract starts off in a draft status. It's editable, and there are no cases associated with it. Once it's invoiced, you can no longer make edits, but it still has no cases associated with it. Once a contract has reached the active stage, you can do quite a few things with it. From here, you can expire a contract, you can put a contract on hold, you can cancel a contract, or you can renew it. The most important factors when entering contract lines are allotment details, or the amount of service to be provided, and pricing. You also want to agree on how much the service will be billed. Another useful feature of contracts is that you can create a basic contract and then copy it for later contracts. This can be done within CRM by accessing the contract, and then you'll notice at the top of the screen there will be an option to copy. Next, we're going to talk about analysis, reports, and goals. So there's 4 default reports that come with CRM. The first one is the service activity volume, and this reviews patterns in service. It displays the duration or the number of service activities grouped by multiple criteria. That kind of criteria is customizable to your needs. There's also the case summary table, and this determines the types of cases that are being opened and resolved. There's the neglected cases report, which is used to identify any cases that have been contacted lately. This will display cases that have had no changes to any activities. This will help keep your team on track in closing cases and making customers happy. And then there are top knowledge base articles, and this identifies the most frequently used knowledge base articles. So in our earlier examples, we created a KB article on the proper delivery procedures for a bicycle. Well, if we've had 10 to 15 new cases pop up where a bicycle was damaged, the owner of the case can then find that article, use it to resolve the case, and by doing this many times, it will appear as a top case, and thus the entire company will see that there may be an actual issue with the delivery procedures and cause for a business change. So now we're going to take a look at goals, and there are 3 main components that make up goal metrics. So the goal metric is the number of cases. The goal target is a specific value of a goal metric, and the goal owner is whoever is assigned to the goal, and this can be a user or a team. And CRM leverages goal management features to track project progress against target numbers for key performance indicators. You're also able to create your own charts and dashboards based off of the 4 default reports that we had mentioned earlier, or just create your own from scratch. The last part of today's webcast is going to take a look at service scheduling. Within the scheduling module, we're able to find qualified resources that are available to provide services to customers. And it has a built-in scheduling engine that can search all available resources to perform the service. And we know that every organization is unique, and CRM service scheduling can be customized to fit any organization. We can see some of the terminology that's used within the service scheduling module, and I'll just touch on a few. So service is a type of work that is provided to a customer and performed by a single resource. A resource can be considered people, facilities, or equipment. And then a service calendar, we can view all of our scheduled appointments and service activities. All of these words are important, and if you're going to be leveraging customer service within CRM, it would be a great idea to make sure you have all the terminology down. So here's a view of the service calendar within CRM. You notice that it has by the current date, and then it blocks hour by hour, and here's an example of the service calendar within the service module. You'll notice that it's set up just like a normal calendar you would see in Outlook, and if you had any activities, they would appear here. So let's talk about different organizational scenarios. I mentioned earlier that every organization is unique and that CRM service scheduling can be customized to fit any organization. And it's very true, and here's 4 examples of how that can work. So these are 4 different types of organizational scenarios where service scheduling could be beneficial. So first of all, if it's an individual, so a single worker meets with clients, or they have resources or any other activities, it's just a way of keeping their own personal calendar in check. If you have shift work, so you have different workers with different shifts and different skills, like a hair salon, you'll be able to see all the different users along the left-hand panel and all the different appointments that they have. It also works for complex organizations where workers must be scheduled that have different skill sets. For example, a dentist office, you have the dental assistant that comes in and does the cleaning, and then you have the dentist to come in to make sure that everything is good. There's also somebody else that provides the front desk service. So these complex scenarios will work within CRM scheduling. And there's also the outgoing. So these are teams with possible shared resources, like a construction team. So if you have a group of construction workers that are assigned a job-by-job basis, they will go as a group to one project or another. So once again, service scheduling can be customized to your business need, and I think that's the most important takeaway from that piece. So just to review, today we've talked about the customer service module within CRM. We took a look into cases, activities, and KB articles. We even created our own case and our own KB article. And we took a quick look at queues, contracts, a look into analysis, reports, goals, and then lastly, our service scheduling. Now, if you have any questions regarding today's webcast or CRM customer service in general, please feel free to contact me. Again, my name is Greg Luttrell. I'm a CRM consultant with IBIS Inc. Thanks for attending today's session. Keep a lookout for more CRM blogs and webcasts, and have a great day.